Yeah, I think it's going to be arms and legs today. So I feel like I've been doing a lot of sort of arms as wings of the heart. And something that I'm noticing in my own body, since I'm not dancing ballet on a regular basis, is that I am not as strong in my legs as I used to be. My arms are strong as hell because of the whole stuff, but my legs, not so much. But so for my arms, what I need to be doing is really getting hydration in there and working in three-dimensional ways. But for my legs, like I just need to do some more strength training stuff. So let's start breathing. Always good to start with breath and then continue to breathe the whole time, which you will do. But if we can breathe with a little more awareness, take in more spaciousness through the breath, letting ourselves really grow and shrink with the breath. So feeling the space around you, reaching out with the wings of your heart, fingertips like little feathers right at the edge of our wings. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale. And I'm really arching my upper back on that, lifting, arching, but staying kind of vertical. So I'm not going so much into a back bend, it's just lifting my heart, lifting my chest and coming in. Let's do the horizontal spiraling, twisting, looking around behind you. Letting your arms hit your body. I'm also kind of weight shifting right now. So think of this as letting that centrifugal force send our blood out easily to our fingertips. And you can feel it. You can feel the weightedness of your arms if you kind of fling them around. So maximize that fling. If you go too slow, not much will happen. So give it a little extra in a very free-flowing manner. So we're not adding a lot of tension. We're just using the movement and the speed to create this core distal flushing. So it's going from the center out to the edges. Good. And then let's take our arms over our head, reach up through the heels of the hands, stretching from side to side. For me, I'm really feeling into this section right here, just into my lats, into my serratus anterior, the muscles that are coming in around and under your scapula and your back. And also that side body stuff, right? Just opening it up. Then we're gonna squeeze the fingers together and the arms are trying to pull open, circle the hands over your head. So creating your halo with your hands. And then change direction. So I was thinking right before class, I used to know this band. I think they were a Texan band called Agony Column. I think it was like a cowpunk band or maybe sort of metalish. And they had an album called God, Guns, and Guts. And I thought about it, like, what if I taught a movement class called God, Guns, and Guts? And then I was thinking, how would that really relate? And I was like, oh, we got the guns right there. We got the guts right here. And anytime we're reaching up, it's kind of like our connection to that which is above. So God, guns, and guts. There we go, Agony Column reference. I was thinking about it today. I was like, that would just be so fun. And then you said, let's do arms. So it's all in the package. I'm just pulling my carpet back and we are going to grab our weights, get working with the guns, right? So we found heaven and now we're gonna work our arms. Okay, holding on. I'm using 6 pounds. So I've got 2 3-pound weights in each hand. You can use 3s or something light, whatever works for you. We're just gonna do, let's do these with pliés. So plie, parallel, knees over your toes, and then stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe not working our hardest yet, but just getting the blood flowing. 8, 9, 10. We're going to take our arms up into this sort of elbows out to the side, close and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really moving through the chest, lungs, and heart. 7, 8, 9, 10. Staying there, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Taking it down. Let's take our hands behind. Hands are going to go on your hips. I just got to rearrange this. Don't have the optimal positioning. There we go. Hands on your hips. So you're like this. Stick out your butt, elbows going back, going 1. Back of the arms, 2, 3. Coming back to your hips and stopping there. So you're not letting your arms swing forward. You're stopping at your hips. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Circles with your shoulders. Chest, lungs, and heart opening. So we're not locking anything in. We're not working for the burn so much as the fluidity, thinking of moving from the fluids. Right as we work, our muscles get more blood moving through them. But it's not just that. We're also moving lymph. We're moving the cerebrospinal fluid. Good. And then we're going to come over forward. Good. And let's go back for one more set of the same thing, the whole thing through. 1, bending your knees parallel. 2, 3, 4. If you hear a cat, that's my cat. Squeaky deaky. 5, 6. Part Siamese, likes to talk. 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming up here. 1, closing and opening. 2. Let's add to this. Let's come into a plie. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Staying in the plie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Coming up, arching, stick out your butt, bend your knees, taking it back. 1, like a little peacock. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And circles back. Let your elbow really pull. So like we're getting like almost like the lawnmower pull across our body. And then going forward. Breathing. Good. And then let's put our weights down. And let's come down onto the floor. Okay, off. Doesn't take long to warm up if you use weights. And it's fairly cold in here. We have like one little heater, this like gas burning stove in the kitchen, and that kind of keeps most of the house warm, but it's not that warm in here. All right, side, stretching over to the right or to the left. Inhale, open, exhale, over. Inhale, using your breath. Feel again that stretch in the muscles, tissue, fascia, bones, joints, right? Bones develop bones develop density, strength, because we put pressure on them, or we make them engage in different ways, 3-dimensional ways. So not that this is so much bone work, but really we're working all of it. There's no way to really isolate any one thing or any one system. It's always working together. Take it to the side, down over your knee. Slowly moving into center. Take a big, deep breath there. Breathing all the way down into your guts. Let it go. Take it over your other knee. Side stretch. Inhale, opening up over to the side you just came from, sideways, over your knee, into center, big breath. Let go, soften and melt. Take it to the other knee, side stretch, and open it up. Let's circle rib cage over your pelvis. So really getting into the whole gut body, tongue to tail. So letting that mobilize, right? Sometimes if we overemphasize pulling up and in, our stomach doesn't get and our food doesn't get this free up movement so that things can go down through your body. We can process, right? We're not locking it all up in there. And then change legs. So whichever leg was in front, change it. So non-dominant leg is in front. We're going to change the exercises a little bit. Going over to the side, we're going to do an arm circle, following your hand with your eyes. Inhale, open, exhale, close. So we have this movement from our, well, for me, I can feel from my pelvis through my body out through my arm, right? So guts to arm, mobilizing, and change direction. Guts to guns, circling the other way. Good, and then take it over to the other side, same thing. Circling in one direction, chest, lungs, and heart, mobilizing, moving. You're also spiraling a little bit through your lower body so that there is this movement in your organs. Guts, moving, and change direction, go the other way. Inhale, open, exhale. Letting that inspiration come from the inhalation, right? There's the God part, opening it up, inspired, open, connected. Last one. Good. And then coming in, let's go down the front here. Let your head totally release, surrender. Let it go. Breathe. You can ripple through your spine from side to side. And from here, we're going to take it onto our back. Let's just start with a really loose and relaxed knee drop from side to side. So letting that massage out your butt, letting your guts and your organs move without squeezing them or pushing on them or forcing anything, just allowing the movement of your body as your legs are spiraling from side to side. Very relaxed, feet are relaxed, inner thighs are relaxed, massaging out the glutes and allowing this nice spiral through your organs. We're going to take it a little deeper. You're just going to reach across and then onto the other side. For me, that gives me a lot of stretch between my shoulder blades, and it feels really good. Like it digs kind of into the space right where in between my spine and my shoulder blade, like into my rhomboids. And that tends to be a place that gets tight on me. So it feels really good to do this. Letting it massage out my hips and butt as I roll across my back, and then getting this extra pull, feeling the spaciousness of my arms, of my wingspan, and then coming in. And let's press the pelvis up. Feet are fairly wide here, so you can make a big circle, circling your belly, working your back body, mobilizing your guts. Again, we're moving those organs around. They're squishing around in there. And we're not trying to compress them or compact them at all. We want them to have space. Change direction, other way. Breathing. And then come in and roll it down through your spine. Open your legs outside side and just roll across. So inner thigh stretch, massaging through your back, letting your belly be relaxed, easy and loose. Then let's circle the feet. You can take your head behind your hands behind your head, or stay laying on the floor. You can also hold your inner thighs if that's helpful. Change direction with the legs. We're going to do a flex, reach and point, and then crisscross. Feet, open. Flex it in, reach and lengthen, crisscross, open, flex, reach it out, feet, feet, open. Here we are, guts and legs, feet, feet, open, flex and reach, crisscross, open. Ideally, you're changing the crisscrosser each time. Open, flex, reach it out, crisscross, open, flex, and reach, beat, beat, open, ankles and knees bend, extend and point, really lengthen the legs, beat, beat, open, flex, reach, beat, beat, open, flex, reach, beat, beat, open, flex, reach, beat, beat. I could do this all day. Flex, reach, beat, beat, open. Last one, flex, but we're not going to. Reach and beat, beat. Come down, open your feet wider than your sticky mat. Internally rotate one leg at a time. Arms up over your head in a V shape. Big breathing. Use your breath to open up the inside of your body, filling up your lungs. One side and then the other. And then hook your heel over your knee if that feels okay, and just breathe into that. Let your torso have full breath. So think of your breath descending all the way down into your belly. It's not, it's actually, but your diaphragm, as it descends down, pushes into your belly. So it feels like your breath is descending into your belly. The movement descends into your belly. And then you're going to change it to the other side. And so in the lower lobes of our lungs are where there are a lot more alveoli, which take the oxygen in and bring it into the blood system, right? So we want to breathe deep, right? If we're breathing up here, we're going to be really cutting off a lot of the oxygenation of our system. So let the breath go down into your belly or into the lower lobes of your lungs. In other words, don't try to hold your belly in. Let that movement, it's almost like the belly is inviting the breath down so that we have this free flow movement, health. And I have to say, I'm in so many classes and I hear people say, squeeze your butt, squeeze this, draw your belly into your spine when you're doing something totally different. And to me, in my body, a lot of those directions do not make sense. It does not feel good. It doesn't feel better. And so I'm like, am I trying to make things feel bad? Anyway, I'm just saying that. Listen to your own body above whatever you're hearing from the teacher, or even me. Circling your knees. Change direction. You know, animals are not pulling their belly button into their spine when they're moving. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then happy baby pose, free flow in your happy baby. Right, we tend to drive the car with the brakes on a body level, right? I have to do more. And that isn't very conducive to integration in the systems of our body. Hands down by your sides, point your toes, big circles or small circles, whatever feels good to you. I am going to leave my head off the floor for a few of these, and then I'll probably put it down on the floor for part of it as well. Pointing up, flexing down. Yeah, now I'm going to start putting my head down as my feet come up, and then as my feet go down, I'll look towards my toes. And shake it out, let it go. Sometimes we just believe systems because they've been around for so long, but they're not always the most intelligent way to be doing things. Like people didn't even consider that fascia existed until, I don't know, maybe the 1950s or who knows when. Ultimately in the mainstream, of course, it hasn't come around until maybe the 90s or the aughts, but it's what used to get thrown out when people were doing dissections. So it's kind of it's the most important organ of form in our body. So we're still learning a lot about the body. All right, let's take our arms up over our head, pelvis up. And let's leave the pelvis up, have the arms go down. Palms facing in, palms facing down. Palms facing in, palms facing down. We're going to take that a little bit more. So palms are going to face towards each other. Then as they go up over your head, they're going to face the floor. Palms are going to face each other. As they go down, they're going to face the floor. So it's a little spiral in your rotator cuff as your pelvis is just pushing up, right? So we're working the back body, but we're getting this nice movement through the arms, thinking of our little feather fingers reaching out into space, spiraling toward the floor here and then toward the floor here. A couple more times. Keep your pelvis high. And then let's interlace our hands behind our butt, walking the shoulders closer together. And we're going to walk the heels in just a little bit. Inhale up onto your tippy toes and down, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvis stays high. 6, 7, breathing. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, pushing the floor away. 13, 14, I have an assistant here. 15, 16, and come down. Roll it down through your spine. Let your shoulders open. Come all the way in. And then let's take a happy baby pose. Yeah, so a place in my body that tends to get congested is this like sacroiliac area, but even coming up into my lumbar spine. So if I spend some time in my happy baby, if I do some rolling around, it massages it out a lot. The more time I spend there and the slower I go, the more likely I am to feel good in my back, like releasing, letting it go. And sometimes, like as I'm rolling across it, I can feel, do I need it more down here? If I come up here, it shifts the stretch. So playing with it, listening to your own body, like if you've got tightness somewhere, it's a combination of sort of rolling, softening, and letting go. But let's do this spinal movement. So really getting into the guts. I say spinal, but really it's the gut body moving. But we could think of rippling and waving through our spine. So it's not just the gut body moving, it's the whole body moving, but we're freeing up our guts. So I'm inviting my belly, my guts, my spine to have some free flow movement, ripple and wave, and to act like a system of water, like so that waves are really actually happening and allowed to happen in there. My head is freeing up, so I'm not holding anything. I'm just trying to let it go. Send some ripples and waves through my body so that if anything's getting, like cancers usually happen when there's not enough oxygenation, the lymphatics, things are getting stuck and blocked, right? So we're inviting these areas to soften and to be more fluid, all the way down to our pelvic floor. So whole torso, whole gut body having some capacity to move, right? Not just I squeeze it all in and engage all my muscles, or I relax, or I stretch, but I have fluidity, I have motion, I think it's called like motility, mobility, movement, and hydration in the guts. And a lot of times in like ballet or Pilates people, or even yoga, people like knit the ribs, draw this in. So in order for me to do that, like if I knit my ribs, just look at what happens to my head and neck, right? It puts a lot of pressure back there. And I'm not saying don't ever knit your ribs, but we don't want to be walking around tightening the front of our lungs or our ribs, right? We want to have capacity for expansion, opening, contraction, also drawing in. So we want to have, maybe it knits for a minute, but then it expands again, right? So we're not clamping ourselves down. I feel like so many of the movement systems of the past 200 years are really about controlling people, like Pilates, do it better, be more straight. And I mean, I love that too. Ballet, it's the same thing. But we also need to be working with free form and flow so that we're not just learning how to be more tense in our body and draw in, but we're also finding more fluidity, more hydration, or capacity for movement. What I'm saying is we need to do both. We need to do the really specific stuff, but we also really need to do the expanding free jazz, like improvisational stuff. Let's come onto our sides. So you're going to come onto your side, and this is, again, very familiar as Pilates, but we're going to change it a little bit. You're going to take, I'm going to leave this hand down. You're going to take your top arm forward, your leg back, and then you're going to go in the opposite direction. So you're really reaching, find this diagonal through your body, letting the rib cage and the pelvis spiral in the opposite direction. So we're just really creating that contralateral movement, cross body movement, opposite arm to leg, which is a reset for our nervous system, right? As we're doing this stuff, we're getting this spiraling. It's very three-dimensional. And when we say, like, how are we toning the nervous system? Because what we're requiring that nervous system to do, right? It's routed out all the way to our fingers and toes, and it's nestled along with our vascular system, lymphatic system. They're all working together. So we're getting this nice movement, cross-body movement, and release it and let it go. And let's just roll to the other side. I'm just going to face the other direction for this and do the same thing on the other side. Exhale forward, inhale back, or the other way, depending on whatever feels good to you. Breathing, reaching, finding this diagonal through your body. Opposite arm to leg, hip and shoulder, moving in opposition. So we're getting this nice twist. This is really going to work the lymphatics that are inside our back body. Few more times. Use your breath. And come in. I think I changed my breathing to do it in both ways. Coming onto your back. We're going to roll from side to side. So that was a contralateral pattern, cross body, right? When we're walking or running, we do that contralateral pattern. So humans were really made to do that. And it's the most advanced for us in terms of the developmental patterns of movement. Like babies don't immediately start doing this, right? There's a lot of free form stuff, and then some upper lower stuff, and then some side stuff. And then finally it gets towards this contralateral. And I mean, babies, I've seen a lot of videos of babies doing some really interesting ways of moving. Very much worth watching how they develop. So we're going to do right versus left. Opening up, coming into midline, opening up, coming into midline, opening up, rolling onto one side into the floor. Relax your shoulders, relax your head. Open it up and roll it onto the other side. This is another back massage. So the more you can relax into it, yield into the floor, spread the tissue of your back as well as your front. But as you're rolling across, just massaging it out, opening and closing, opening and closing. And we're going to change it. Come in. We are going to do the 3 changes and then the half circle. So it is 3 leg switches, 1, 2, 3, and then the legs circle out. It looks like this. Join me if you're ready. Going 1, 2, 3, and the legs circle away from each other. 1, 2, 3. Let's flex on the out circle and then point. 1, 2, 3, flex and circle. 1. Hip sockets. They love that round movement. Ball and socket joint, made to do things that are round like that, also to walk. Made to, for women, made to have babies, right? So they have to be able to open in a certain way. 1, 2, 3. Maybe not this way, but last few sets. Drop your head down if your head or neck gets tired. Let's do a few more sets. 2, 3, and circle. 1, 2, 3, and circle. 1, 2, 3, and circle. Last one. 1, 2, 3, and circle. So now I actually really feel how much my guts, how much my core was working during that. Let's just press up And in this position, see if you can send a little wave through your body here. So I'm not pressing up to my highest, but I'm letting my guts kind of release and sending a little bit of a wave up and down through my body. And then soften. That was just to let our guts relax a little bit. Getting into that watery aspect of being human, right? We are bodies of water primarily. Okay, I had another plan. What was it? It was this, I know. Hands behind our head, a little bit more Pilates. Flex your feet. You're going to point and stretch up to the ceiling, maybe 90 degrees, maybe tighter in, whatever feels good to you. Flex, reach it out 45 degrees. Flex to the ceiling, flex, push it out. Inhale, exhale. 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 2 more. Last one. Shake it, shake it, shake it, let it go. And again, shake out your butt, lift up your pelvis. This time just shake, 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 free it up. Ugh. Let it go. And let's flip over onto our hands and knees. I'm just going to have a little sip of my coffee. Some mornings, usually I have drank a full cup of coffee before I drank whatever. Usually I've had a full cup of coffee. However, today I had just a little bit. All right. So let's do this. Reach out through your leg. You're going to push through your heel and arch. So it's kind of a cat-cow. You're pushing back through your heel, arching, chest is opening, shoulders are drawing down and in. And then you're going to come over the top of your foot, push round, letting the shoulder blades move on your back. Scoop your belly up. Reach through your heel, push back, arch. You can even bend your elbows slightly, pulling with your hands. Push and curl. Arch and curl and arch and curl. We're going to change it. You're going to come into that push back with your heel, and you're just going to move your foot in and out. So we're not going to our biggest push back with an arch, just a little bit moving across your foot in and out, right? Letting the tissue in the leg go, okay, what's happening here? What's happening here, right? So we're hydrating in a different way. And then you can circle your foot, letting yourself circle your ankle. Change direction. Bones and muscles of the feet, and switch it to the other side, starting with the arch and curl. Arching, pushing back with your heel, and then curling, pushing down with your foot, pushing down with your arms. Arching, pushing back, chest open, bend your elbows if you want. Curl and push. Arch it back, open, hollow and curl, push, arch and open, hollow and curl. And then come to neutral and move your heel in and out a little bit there. Just encouraging the muscles of the calf, the Achilles, to differentiate a little bit. These aren't like, oh, we're going to stay in this position forever or this position forever. We're just moving through it. And then you're going to circle over your foot. And change direction. Good. And then come in. And let's just release the hands for a second. Circling in, circling out. Neck, jaw, and throat relaxed. Chest, lungs open and expansive. One of my friends was asking me about this radial, they have radial syndrome. So it's like probably from too much of this and maybe too much of that. And I think with radial syndrome, it actually hurts when you spiral your arm. So I would say that you want to kind of do this type of movement. Grab on with your hand and rotate in and out, just so that you get the tissue and the nerves to have a slightly different relationship. Same thing on the other side. Let's just do that. You're going to grab, I'm putting a little bit of pressure and I'm turning in and out. A little bit of pressure in and out. I feel like this is so important actually for people who are spending a lot of time on phones and on their devices, on their whatever it is, whatever screen's doing this. Let's shake that out for a second. We're going to do it one more time. So coming up, grabbing on, rotate in and out. Move it down, inching your way down. Yeah, so that radius and ulna have the chance to radiate, to rotate over each other. The radius rotates over the ulna. So ulna is this one, radius is this one. They're parallel when your hand is open. When you cross, they are crossing. You gotta let yourself come back up. So as I'm coming back up, what I'm actually doing is I'm taking my fingers on this side and kind of pulling that way. Right, so I'm turning in, but I'm pulling this tissue in the opposite direction. Shake it out. Let's do the same thing. First, we're going to go down, going down as we started, feeling like every finger is its own individual that's connected to the whole. And then coming with it's weird to do it on my other side. I'm pulling. I'm kind of holding onto that tissue and then crossing over. So I would say that as we went down, my emphasis was on the front of my body, and then on this other side, I'm also getting that pull, but maybe not doing both at the same time, right? Emphasize one side and then emphasize the other side. I hope that makes some sense. And that is for you, Quentin. I'm going to clip out this section for you. But all the other stuff is really important. Feeling this connection, that we have this collarbone, scapula, humerus, down through your fingers and your hands relationship. And anytime we're using the arm, we want the support of the full system, right? We can even think of like, if we're holding tension in our mouth, our jaw, our neck, our tongue, that is also going down. So just take a second, turn your head from side to side, and then relax your tongue. Droopy voice. It helps if you talk, because then you can take yourself far less seriously. And if you don't take yourself seriously, things really don't matter that much. It's super true. Like, it's such a diffuser. If you're feeling stressed out, just start talking like Droopy. My eyes go up a little bit, my tongue gets really relaxed, and everything is just okay, right? And then you can also look around, seeing the space around you. So for a second, just look around and let your hands experience being in this horizontal plane, internal rotation, external rotation that goes in and out to your fingertips. Like if we were belly dancers or flamenco dancers, we'd have this very different relationship with our arms. Even a lot of Balinese dance, Indian dance, like they have a lot of different stuff that's happening, different ways of moving their arms and hands. The other thing I would say, if you're having any kind of wrist stuff, any kind of hand stuff, try potting, work with some clay, and then see if you can feel that. It might make it worse, might make it better, who knows? But at least your hands would be doing different stuff with the clay, right? You're not just in this finger keyboard relationship. All right, let's do some more legs. We are going to come onto our elbows and knees. Oh, let's do one more thing down there. Now that we're on our elbows and knees, and it's also dealing with this part of our arm, is that and this, right? Rotate out, rotate in. As I'm rotating out and in, I'm really pushing into my arms on the floor. So I'm massaging that out. I could do this from here again, although I feel like here is better without, I can have more intentionality when I'm not working so hard with my whole body, but really keeping it up here. Okay, one leg out behind you, up and down. Going one, long straight leg, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to take that into the middle, into our forearm plank. One knee to the floor at a time. 1, 2, 3, parallel. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other leg, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Into our forearm plank, twisting under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take it all the way down. Relax into the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Just feel the front of your body. Feel your heartbeat if you can feel it. Tune into interoception, feeling into your body, feeling what's going on inside your body. There's a lot of ways of talking about the movement of the body and how you're sensing it. Like there's kinesthetic awareness, awareness of yourself in relationship to different parts of your body, in relationship to the space around you. This proprioceptive, like I can touch my nose without looking at my finger. I can do it with my eyes closed because my body, again, knows the relationships. There's the interoception, exteroception, relationship to what's around you and awareness of that. I think we could all benefit if people were really taught to look into the space around them more. Hands next to your chest. You're going to inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, connect your hands, open it up and take it down. In some cultures, it's very comfortable to be close to people physically when you're speaking. And in other cultures, that can be seen as intimidating. So really thinking about like, this is an awareness of yourself spatially, right? Your spatial awareness. How am I in the space with other people? How am I in the space with other cars, right? When we're driving, what is your awareness of all the stuff that's going on? Take it, take it back into a child's pose and wiggle around. This would be some useful stuff taught in schools. And it's interesting, even in dance classes. You can go to a dance class and there will be people who are very aware of each other. And then there'll be somebody who will come and just stand plonking right in front of you. And it's like, is this aggression or is it a total lack of awareness, right? So just thinking about how we are in the world with other people is not, it doesn't have to be completely subconscious. We can think about it, we can notice, or how it feels. How does it feel when you're in dance class and somebody plonks right in front of you without any awareness? Does not feel good. It might feel good to other people. It might be like, but who knows? You know, we all have our different relationship to all these different things. All right. That could be, you know, the subway platform. That could be anything, you know, the family picnic. Leg up, carry it out to the side and lower. Leg up to the back and down. Up to the side and lower. Up to the back and down. 2 more like this, then we're going to change it up to the side and lower. Up to the back and down. Up to the side and lower. We're going to stay here. We're going to lift. We're going to flex it in and reach it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Circle it up and down. Take it to the back. Change legs. Other leg up to the side and down. Up to the back and down. Up, side, down. Up, back, down. Up, side, down. Up, back, down. This one we're going to carry it up, leave it out there, flex in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, much harder on that second side because you already used it on your first side by stabilizing. Circle your pelvis. Stick your butt out in the back, drop to the floor in the front. Breathe. Also, when people get really close to you, it might be that they really like you. So it's not always something to be offended by. But I definitely come from the more spacious northern world, the ice cold north, where people normally have a lot of spaciousness around them. You would think that they would huddle together. A prickle of porcupines huddling together for warmth. All right, let's stretch the hips out. So I'm going to go straight into ankle, knee over knee. You can leave the bottom leg straight if you need to. I'm just going to angle this way. Take it down, soften and melt. Free up your spine, but you can just spiral. Relax your guts. Relax your belly. Let yourself soften into the floor. Grounding your energy. Coming back into yourself and coming down to earth. And then coming up, let's open out side to side, stretch it over towards the top leg. Lengthen up over to the bottom leg. And lengthen, spiraling in to the top leg. And then to the bottom leg. Coming in, stretch your legs out in front of you. Give them a little bang up and down. Forward fold, surrender, let go. Breathe big, deep breaths down into your guts so that you can open up the back body, right? The inner body is affecting the back body, right? If we're holding a lot of tension in our guts, that's also going to be pulling on our lower back. All right, switching it to the other side. Taking it down, some spinal movement or not. Whatever feels good to you, listening to your own body, bottom leg straight if necessary, or some totally different hip stretch. Whatever you need, breathe. Surrender and melt, let go. Is there anything else you can let go of? Come up, side stretch toward the top leg. Oh, breathing into it. Inhale, open toward the bottom leg. And come up and spiral. Yeah, if you want to, and I know this isn't like for my people in my room, this is totally true, I'm sure, but if you want to like have a lifelong moving practice, enjoy your movement, right? Get in there and go, oh yeah, this feels good. Oh, listen in, like really connect to the pleasure in sensation in your own body. And that will make it a lot easier to have a desire to move. Like people who are like, oh, I hate exercising. I'm like, then you have not found the right one. Or there's something going wrong in your head while you're thinking about movement. Shake it up and down. If you don't like running, don't run. Do something different. If you don't like, sports, dance, do something totally different. But we need to keep moving through our whole life in order to be healthy. It's just what our tissue is asking for. Let's take our knees forward and backwards. Like if you're a couch potato, which nobody is, I'm sure, that's ever come across this channel. But maybe you have someone in your life who's a couch potato that you would like them to move more so that they live longer, that they're healthier, or that they have more capacity to engage. Suggesting some different alternatives, like, who knows, maybe contour dancing is the thing. Take it up, side to side, shifting back and forth. Capoeira, pole dancing, qigong. There's so many choices, so many ways of moving, so many things to do. Roll it up. And if you're somebody who's like me, like a movement junkie, like I just do all the things. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll try that. Inhale, open, reach it out and up. And exhale, easy shake. Relax your neck, tongue, and throat. Inhale, open. Exhale, shake, 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 let it go. And also, I think, our ideas about what our bodies are capable of are very outdated. So renegotiate your relationship with yourself and what is possible. Inhale, open. Exhale, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Good. And I'm going to come in. People in TV land, just a couple of messages. One, on January 7th, I'm going to teach a space class, working with the 3 dimensions. It's a 2-hour class on Zoom it's from 1 to 3 Eastern time. And it's only $20. So come and join me in doing that. It will be fun exploration into being. Oh my God, Maria, just join the waiting room and I'm about to end this. So I'm just going to go off of